everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive on a Friday night for a holiday catalog launch party and sale-a-bration card class. Not a fun folds class, but 3 of the cards we're going to be making tonight are in fact fun folds, and so I'm super excited about that because the sale-a-bration papers that I'm using are what goes into the cards, and I was not frugal on that paper, you guys. I used half sheets of DSP. Hi, Deb Norman. Hi, Brenda Wood. I used a third of a sheet of a DSP, and so we use DSP, and you're gonna love it and chop it up, hopefully. Hi, Faye from Virginia. So hi, Bonnie Kelly. I found myself right away. I got my volume turned down. Life is good. Hi, Denise. So I feel like we just went over everything last night. So if you guys missed any updates or need to know what's going on, I highly recommend you watch last night's. I did the August monthly class yesterday. So hi, Sandy Wicklander. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Linda Hodge. So you guys, I went through card classes last night and we talked about the sale-a-bration board, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more because it is the launch party. And oh, I was thinking about it. It's a launch party and it's hard to have a party over the Facebook Live because we're not all together in the room partying. Because normally when I do a launch party, I provide some snacks and we don't necessarily play games. We just have fun stamping. It's a party just every time we get together and stamp. So I usually try to throw something into your card classes or your kits for those people that took the class with me. And all of a sudden I got to thinking, I'm like, oh, I never got around to making anything. I put so much time and energy into the Summer Creative Escape, and the August monthly class was right after, and then this class. Hi, Dot from Virginia. And then we've got Let's Just Stamp, and then we have the Elegantly Said. I had 4 classes to prep for right around the same time as Summer Creative Escape. So you know what, I realized that I can't do something awesome every time I have a launch party. So you guys are just gonna have to really enjoy the cards and me tonight having class. So thank you to everybody that is commenting, that you're sharing the video. I truly appreciate it. This is gonna be a good one. I think I might even boost this video after I'm done if it goes pretty smoothly with our fun fold. So, oh yeah. So what do we have? It's sale-a-bration time. And so with I don't even think about the sale-a-bration catalog over here. I don't think I did. I might just flip down. I mean, I might go get it and then flip down. And while I do that, I'm going to give you guys a preview of what we're making tonight so you guys can start studying them. I'll be back in 10 seconds. I should keep one of these catalogs right here. So, oh, Dot is your friend. Awesome, Faye. Well, thank you for telling me that. I can connect you guys together. Awesome. So it's sale-a-bration time. And so this goes through September 30th of this year. And for every $50 you spend, you get a free item. And there are some other $100 items. So in class tonight, hi, Kay Warren. I'm going to be featuring the Dazzling paper, which is free with a $50 purchase. We're going to be using that on the penguin card. I pulled in the penguin paper on this card. I also pulled in the Beautifully Penned on this one. Hi, Donna. I did not do Feels Like Home. I pulled in some of the Peaceful Prints paper on this card. And the sheep. I am doing a sheep card for the sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah class that's coming up next month, so stay tuned for him. This is free with a 50 and a 50. Hi, Jennifer. Textures and Frames is actually going to be a door prize for tonight. Anybody who placed an order to get class for free is going to be in for a drawing for that. The Summer Shadows dies, we're using those tonight. Actually, they are, let's see where they are, right here. They are some dies that go with a stamp set that is right here. This is in the annual catalog, and so they came out with some matching dies that are free with a $100 purchase. Hi, Shar. So let's go here. I have the sheep guys here. There's a set of dies and a stamp set, and then there's Textures and Frames, And then we flip over and we have the Delicate Dahlias, which I featured on this other card. So I tried to pull in as much as I possibly could for this class, which I captured a lot. The other thing in here is if you host a workshop that's over $300, you get a stamp set for free called In Your Words. This is gonna be a prize to anybody who comments throughout the video. I think what we're gonna do, I watched a different demonstrator roll through how she gave away a stamp set 2 nights ago or last night. I was just getting ready to go to sleep and I'm like, oh, let's go watch somebody. And she went through like the comments like this. Hi, April. She went, and hi, Jeannie. She went through her comments and then boom, she just stopped on one. Would you guys like it if I did a little drawing like that for the In Your Words? If not, then if you guys don't want me to do that, I can randomly pick somebody to and announce the winner. But I have one of these to give away that's extra. And then right now, you guys, oh my goodness, congratulations to April Drain. She just signed up to be a Be Happy Stamper yesterday. Kathy Jackson is a returning bee. We had Sue Volz, Ann Van Willigen, and Brenda Keppel, and oh man, one more. Oh my gosh, why do I have to, like when I'm put on the spot trying to remember everybody, there's one more. Let me just see here. It's in my book because I don't want to feel like I left anybody out if I did. Nope, Sue Volz, Brenda Keppel, Ann Van Willigen, Kathy Jackson, and April Drain. 5 newbies joined the team. And so what they got to do, they got to pick, during Sale-a-bration, you get to pick a specific bundle that's listed back here on this page right here. You get an extra bundle. They're valued anywhere from, like the Penguins 30 something up to 55 or 54. So they got an extra bundle in their starter kit. Your starter kit can be absolutely anything that you want it to be. It could be from the holiday catalog, from the annual catalog. It could be from the clearance rack. It could be anything that is a current item for sale, and you get to pick. You can't go over. It has to be 125 or less. So it's awesome when it ends up being exactly 125, and it's $99 plus tax. No shipping on that $100. So you save $10 on shipping. Plus you get a paper pumpkin from a past month. It could be like a month ago or 6 months ago, whatever they have extra. You get catalogs, and you never have to do anything with the Stampin' Up! Adventure except for place $300 on a quarterly basis. And your first quarter is waived. And there's no Stampin' Up! Police that come and get you if you decide to let it go. It's easy. So congratulations to the 5 newbies. I love saying newbies because it's N-E-W-B-E-E-S. So I love helping my team accomplish their goals no matter how big or small they are. Not many people that are demonstrators or discount shoppers are as crazy as I am, and that's okay. I can own it. So I think I scare people away a lot because they think, do I have to do what you do? And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have to do anything except for buy from yourself. And if you want to, you can share that discount potentially with friends and family if all you're gonna do is be a happy discount shopper and get that discount. Honestly, it's completely up to you, or you can charge them full price. Like, there's no Stampin' Up! Police that are gonna come and get you and tell you what you have to do. So, isn't that awesome? So, I have a whole bunch of people that just joined. Hi, Donna, and we said Jennifer already. Okay, I scrolled through my phone and I lost track of all the comments that were coming in. There's Jeannie Terwilliger, awesome. Hi, Ann. Who else do we have? Oh my gosh, so many comments. You guys are so excited for all the newbies. I love it. Hi, Joanne Kitts. Hi, Patricia Settle. So that's a little bit about Sale-a-bration in a nutshell. So you can get freebies for customers. You can sign up and get extra freebies, or you can host workshops and get freebies. And so Sale-a-bration is offered twice this year. Once was January and February, and now it's August and September. So hi, Jeannie Parker. Stampin' Up! Is the best. You're exactly right, Denise. And Patricia got her huge box today. Oh my gosh, I know. There's so much stuff that we fit in those boxes, Patricia. So I'm toying around with the idea in my head for those people that were remote for the Summer Creative Escape. I'm thinking I might go after this live tonight, if I have it in me. I've got some juices left. I might go ahead and make the 9 projects in a Facebook Live for the Summer Creative Escape group, just exclusively for those people that paid for the registration. So I'll do it in that group. So I think. Hi, Dawn. Oh, yes. Okay, there's Susan Reed as well. So, wonderful. So what are we going to do? You guys, I have some cards. And I know when I do Fun Folds classes, they take a little bit longer than usual. So we're going to get the party started and make some cards. So I want to do roll call really quick. We have a full house tonight. We have 27 people that got to-go kits. And if I'm not mistaken, 27 plus, math is hard, 27 plus 16 is 37, 43 plus 5 is 48, plus, I have kits left, is what I'm trying to do in my head. I have kits left. So if anybody gets through watching tonight and you wished you would have had kits, and knowing that all your die cutting is done for you and like everything is ready for you to stamp and potentially maybe fussy cut or do some die cutting or like the penguin or, you know, so almost everything is done. I do have kits left because it's 27 plus 5 plus 16 and I made 60 kits. So I have like maybe 10 kits left. So you guys just reach out to me if you're interested in a set of these kits. But welcome to class, and thank you to Sandy Wicklander, Deanna Stell, Brenda Wood, Kathy King, Angela Knutson, Becky Harding, Naughty Nancy Stormer, Linda Hodge, Gloria Roslin, Carmen Melendez, Mo Stites, Deb Norman, Mary Carls, Leslie McMinn, Lynn Beasley, Bonnie Gravlin, Jennifer Jones, Carolee Crabb, Tammy Steckling, Yvonne Hendrickson, Bonnie Jonas, Gwen Petrashek, Barb Barco, Jeannie Parker, Melanie Foy, Latokia Trigg, and Faye Godby. So awesome. Thank you guys. You should all hopefully have your kits. I mean, it was borderline. I know some of you that attended the Summer Creative Escape said to hold your kits to mail along with your box. So I'm thinking that most people have yours by now. And what we'll do at the end of class is anybody who placed an order will put a number next to your name and we'll do a random number generator to do a drawing to see who wins the prize. So, okay. All right. We have 5 in person and we got a house full in the Hive on Monday night. So we're going to have a lot of people making these cards. It's so exciting. So let me flip down so you can see what we have going on. So a little bit about the paper. I want to tell you guys this right off the bat so that you're not surprised when you get your kits and you're like, my paper looks different. Tammy, you didn't get yours. I wonder. I will be honest with you. I think I mailed yours on Monday, which surprises me though, because you're in Wisconsin and you're like 2 hours from me. So if you don't have it today, I'm thinking you'll probably get it tomorrow. Those people that got the monthly class and this class, I mailed them out on Thursday. But if people didn't get the monthly class, then the weekend happened with the Summer Creative Escape, and then those people, they got mailed on Monday. And I thought, well, class is Friday. Generally, the mail has been good to us. There's a couple people that it gets hiccuped with, but Tammy, I can check yours, later on tonight after we're done, and I can see where it's at. Hi, Charlene. So, Linda, yours got mailed on Monday as well. So interesting that both of you guys didn't get them. So normally when I mail things, you guys get them within, some people get them the next day, some people get them 2 days, and a lot of people get them within 3 to 4 days. So snail mail. So you can watch along, and I know you guys don't mind this, and I really appreciate that with the patience. Like, I know you guys, once you get the kits, hopefully you'll know, and you've been watching, you can get them put together. So Mo, yours came yesterday, and guess what? Yours was mailed, I think, on Tuesday. So yes. Hi, Mary Ellen, Ryan. So yes, no worries. I appreciate that. So let's get to the paper really quick here. So Beautifully Penned has 6 patterns, 3 sheets that are double-sided. For this one right here, you either got this pattern right here or you got this pattern. I used this pattern for everybody's gift for the Summer Creative Escape. So I kept it to these 2. So your card's either going to look like this or it's going to have the other pattern. They are both still pretty. So just know that you're not surprised if you get one and not the other. That's why. The other things... Oh, Linda, you can never keep up anyways. You're not alone. For this one, you guys, for the deer card, I chose all 5 patterns except for this one. So you would either have gotten this set, so this is a back and a forth, so you either got this pattern with black, you would have gotten this pattern with garden green, you got this one. I'm just reading Faye's comments. She didn't get hers either. So maybe it's not good to mail on Mondays. It's good that I mail things on Fridays usually. It helps with the weekend. So this one I paired up with Evening Evergreen, and this one got paired up with black, and then this guy got paired up with Espresso. Oh, and perfect. I'll watch for the email. So in my kit, oh, I actually grabbed, this kit has the black. So just so you guys know, when you get this deer card, it might not be red and black. It could potentially be green. It could be potentially be espresso. So there's different options that I had for this. I just cut everything. I did not pay attention to who got what. It just went on piles and they went out. With the penguin, there were 3 options I chose from. I either picked this purpley, the fresh freesia, with the this greeny inside, or the polka dots, or the lines here. And so what I have here tonight, I can show you what the lines look like. So you might get one look like that, or you might get one with the dots, or you might get a purple one. So depending, give me another second here. I'll go get some other samples. I have the purple one here. So this is what the purple could look like. So you might get that purple. Here's what this one looks like with the other flower. So you might get one that looks like the green with the Evening Evergreen. So that's an option. And this one was the same for everybody. So it just is when it comes to the designer paper, you guys. Because I used big pieces, so like in this case, this is 4 inches by 12. I could get 3 columns out. So out of 60 kits, I needed 20 pieces. And so I did like 6, 7, and 7 is what I did for paper. And that kind of same happened with this. With this one, it used a half a sheet. And so I needed 30 pieces of paper. So I did a quarter of this one, a quarter, and a quarter, and a quarter. So, okay, Sherry Martin, the kits are $15 or $20 if you want them mailed. So I will make sure, let's see here. We're just gonna write it on here. Sherry and Ann. Kits, all right. So just a little disclaimer about the papers. So I hope I did not disappoint anybody, but for the most part, I think kits, you make your cards, you either give them away or you keep them as samples. So hopefully most people are cool about, oh, I got polka dots or I got stripes, and you're good with whatever you get. I think most people are. So I'm trying to debate in my head, which one do we tackle first? Oh, the penguin, because he's out, and I love penguins. I do like penguins a lot. So we're gonna start with that one. So I have my kits here, and we're gonna put the extra ones back here. And these were hard, you guys. This little guy had bits and parts. All your papers had to be folded to fit in the envelopes. I do want to call to attention that every single card, I don't know how I did it. Hi, Arliss. All the cards start out the same, and I didn't intend for that to happen. But by the time I got to the 3rd or making the 4th card, I'm like, oh, okay. So each one of these, the base of it is the same size. It's a quarter sheet of paper. It is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it's just a quarter sheet. So every one of these 4 cards has the same base. And then what happens, oh, April collects them, perfect. They all have this DSP layer that gets glued onto them. So you guys who took the class with me, I sent the PDF tutorial out on Wednesday after work. I think I got on my computer and I was able to send that out. So you have all the measurements written in the PDF tutorial. This is 12 inches by 4, and it's scored at 5, 6, and 7. And so you have to pay attention to your inside here. You want, hi Irene, you want to make sure that when you glue it, that when you open it, it opens with your critters facing up and not having them be upside down. So you do want to pay attention to that. And when it comes to folding this guy, it's like an accordion. You just go back and forth. And you guys, when I score things and then fold them to put them in your kits, I am not eyeing and like bone folding or anything. So I always want you guys to take your pieces of paper out of your kits and, hi Judy Bobo, and make sure your corners are aligned nicely and then take and do your bone folder, because when my mom and I are folding, we don't take time to do that, making sure they get put together, because that's something we want you to do when you get your kit, is to make sure it's nicely lined up. Okay, so you're just gonna take, oh, April said she also collects horses. So I like turtles. I got turtle stuff around the hive. I got owls. I love penguins. I like a lot of different things. Hi, Kathy King. Hi, Melanie. Okay, so this is what you've got. And I just did this. I think I did it backwards, you guys. So I'm looking at, no, I got it right. Okay, all good. So we have to do a little bit of gluing here. So when you open this up, it's a fun fold in the sense that you can put like a bit, let's grab this guy right here. So let's pretend this is a business card or a gift card or $100 bill. You can put that in here as a little gift. So what we have to do is glue the sides of this. And liquid glue can get a little bit messy with this. Tear and tape works as well. So just know that the wider you make your adhesive, the smaller the object is that can go in it. And when we glue this together, we don't want to glue this bottom area. We're only going to be putting adhesive on this inch section on the top part and on the right and the left. And so I think what I'm going to do is use tear and tape, which is, and I'm going to cut it. I don't generally cut tear and tape, but I want to have a nice end on here so I'm not kind of having half of it going over. And I'm going to put this so that it hits the score line and it's close to the edge. If you would use liquid glue, it might ooze out. Don't worry if it goes over the top, because you're going to be folding it shut anyways. And so take that piece off. And now if you go ahead and grab your scissors, and this one I can rip because I have a nice cut edge on this side. Hi, Lynn Beasley. And so I'm going to put that on this side and get close to the edge if you can. And then take off that, and now what happens is you're just going to shut this. And so you can now put whatever you want in here. You've got a lot of wiggle room back and forth, okay? So the other thing you need to do is this part here. So the valley on the back side, that needs to be closed up. So you can see that's closed here. So you could do your liquid glue, you could do whatever you want, but I'm gonna take tear and tape on this one, I think, as well. And kind of what I do with tear and tape is if I go over the edge, when I take the adhesive off, so I'm going to go over the edge, I can just, when I take the papery part off, I can roll it back into it. And so then I don't worry about the part. So take that, just flip it back into it so that it's not hanging off the edge. And I think I'm going to put 2 little pieces on each side as well so that the sides are secure as well. But, oh, come on. It won't let me rip it. Gotta be careful that I don't cut myself. So we're just gonna put a little there, and I've already got tape way up there, so I don't worry about the top so much. Yes, I thought that this was perfect for the holidays coming up too, Anne, because not everybody, but people like to give gift cards, especially like your hairdresser or those people in the service industry that you get work done with, that you want to give them a little extra something. So now that's shut. Okay, so you got your little flap here, and what did I just do? You guys, I did it right? Yeah. I'm like, yes, okay. I confused myself there for a moment. Okay, so now we've got this part that's gonna get glued onto here. So this will just open like this. And now this is where it's important that you're not putting glue here. Hi, Kay. You're putting glue here, and that's gonna attach it to the base. And the base is just your quarter sheet. You guys, when you see this, it's like, wow, that is really simple actually. So, all right. Now, the one thing though that I wanna talk about here, guys, I just noticed that on here. So this folds down here to 5 inches, right? So you had 5 inches, a 1, a 1, a 1, and 5. So it was 5 inches, and then a 1, a 1. I'm trying to do math in my head. 5 and 5 is 10, and then a 1 and a 1 is 12. Okay, So what happened here is on this card, I just centered the difference top to bottom. You can see that I have a little bit more blue on the top and the bottom than I do the sides. Well, if you don't like that, so what I did on this one, just to show you, I put it at 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and I'm just gonna trim off that little bit of extra because I wanted to show you this is an option if you want to see less blue. So it was at 5, so then what we would do is we'd go to 5 1/4, and you could have done this before you glued it down, but it doesn't matter that I glued it down, it's okay. So now when I cut that little 1/8 of an inch off, now my card is perfectly margined, or I should say matted on that. Completely up to you what you want to do. Like again, I mentioned on here, this card I just went for it. I have a little extra blue on the top and the bottom. Here I have a little bit that I just cut off, and now it's around there. So that might be something you want to do for those that are putting your cards together later. You could always trim that 1/8 inch off. Okay, so we're gonna need our tear and tape, so we'll leave that here. So now we've got our base done, right? So that's cool, that's all that's there. Now we're gonna decorate the top. So what else do you have in your kit? You guys have this white piece. The white piece is for your inside. So we're gonna stamp it like that and put the little guy down here. This white piece is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. So when you put that in here, it's just, hi Lisa, that just mats in here like that. And we'll stamp that in a second. You guys also have this white piece. It is for on here, let's see if it's this one. You have 2 white pieces, and don't be confused. This is how you can figure out which is for which. If you lay them both on here, you will see that your dazzling paper has the same margin. Where if you take this one and put it on there, you've got excess on the top and the bottom, and that's not what you want. This guy is intended for you to stamp your penguin. So you will have a little penguin that's already punched out, and you'll have a piece of scrap like this. The piece of scrap is for you if you like to stamp your penguin and then punch him out, but you also need to save room to stamp a hat and a scarf. In your kit, you'll also have 2 little feetsies like this. They're punched out with pumpkin pie paper. You have a piece of Misty Moonlight for the strip, and you guys have this white piece. Now, your piece is a little bit long. I gave you a really long scrap, if I recall correctly, in case you don't like the way you stamp it, you've got a little extra wiggle room. Or you could also cut it shorter. You might not use the whole piece, but that's just a 1/2 inch piece that gets put right onto the Misty Moonlight. You guys have about 8 inches of linen thread in white and a little baby bow that you'll need. The DSP, when I cut this, I made sure to cut it in a manner that you could maximize, so it's 3 by 4. So you could get 2 of them out of a 6 by 6 piece, plus you have a strip along the top that's 6 by 2 you could use for something else. Hi, Roxanne. Okay, so now we've kind of gone over all of our pieces. Let's do what you need to do for stamping. Again, remember this one is going to be your mat for on your dazzling paper here. And I have all the stamps. There's you guys. So the stamp set is from the holiday catalog. It's called Penguin Place. And there is, stretch here, there's a matching punch that goes with it. A lot of people ask me, what is this for? That is for your penguin. So that when you punch him in black and that in white, you can see this right here. That is the white part of the penguin. So a lot of people ask, what is that for? Hi, Anna. Hi, Mary Carls. So what I've already done is pulled out all my stamps, and we're going to do a little happy stamping here. Pull this and this. The ink colors that I use for this one, the pumpkin pie for his beak, fresh freesia for the scarf, Misty Moonlight for the snowflakes and the sentiments, and then the dudes in memento. So the penguins stamped in memento. And you guys, there's a lot of stamps, and I have lots of blocks going on here. So these are photopolymer stamps, so I'm gonna definitely grab out my piercing mat, and we're gonna use that to get a nice cushion. Had to feed the husband. Hopefully Gary got some good food to eat. So we have here, be cool, be chill, be merry. We can put that on this piece right here. Now, if you don't have the penguin set, you guys, you're gonna get creative. put a different sentiment on here, and you can put anything else right there. It does look like a corset. It sure does. Okay, so that's done right there. Yeah, you know what? Here, you guys, as long as we're here, I've not done this yet, actually. So let's just grab a scrap of black, and we're gonna grab a scrap of white, and we're gonna play. Watch this. Let's see, because I'm curious myself. So let's just punch this like that. Okay, so that's that, and then the body over here in black. So this is if you guys don't want to do any stamping. So let's look. Nope. Goes like that, you guys. Look at that. There's our little dude. Oh my God, he's so cute. Okay, so then what you could do is stamp your little nose. We'll do that. We'll make a little penguin here. And so when I am done with my scraps, I try to cut off this is a tip for you guys. I try to cut off this extra hangy part because it gets caught in my drawer when I pull out paper. So I generally cut that stuff off, and then I put it back in my drawer nicely cut off. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get this back out of here. Okay, so we've got the sentiment done. Now we're gonna stamp him, and he is on this block. Well, you know what? We have the Misty Moonlight open, so let's go back and do that. So I'm gonna grab a scratch piece of paper, put that underneath. So for the snowflakes, I went on the top portion. I didn't do the bottom portion. So the snowflakes come in the stamp set as well. And with Misty Moonlight, I want to see what second strength. Second strength is a little light. So I'm going to do, and you know what? I might have even done here. This is what you guys can do to decide what you like better. You could do one side at first strength, like this, and I'm not kind of going where because he's going to go right there, so you don't have to worry about that, and that strip goes there. Okay, so here's what you can figure out. Do you like it dark at first strength? Or what you could do is flip it over and see what it looks like in second strength. You could also do a combination of first and second. So what I'm doing is going off to the side here and stamping, and then I'm bringing it in at second generation. You just can't forget, because I almost went straight for it and I almost forgot to stamp off. So this is what you guys can figure out what you like better. So when you put it on here, that's what it looks a little lighter. And then if you have your little dude here, like that, or do you like crisper, darker snowflakes that stand out more? And then that's what that would look like. I think I'm gonna go with the darker ones and see how they work. So, okay, you just got your set and you haven't played with it yet. So it's so much fun. This little penguin is adorable. Okay, so our snowflakes are done. So we got our sentiment done. Now we're gonna do our stamping of him or her, whatever he or she is. Okay, so now here's the tip, guys. When you're holding the punch, pay attention to how they are. So he could fit just like, so if you're gonna hold your paper like this, you don't want to stamp him right in the middle. If you stamp him, if you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, it's not as easy. So what you could do is stamp it over here. Yeah, Lisa, I definitely agree. That darker popped a little bit. You could also set this guy up on the Stamparatus in case you want to make sure he gets nice and crisp and dark and not have to. So right now I'm taking a chance. I'm going to make sure the ink transfers to the paper, but if sometimes you don't stamp and it comes out, you could use the Stamparatus for him. So you see what I did? I stamped him upside down. I'm right-handed, so now I can hold on to him like this and go into the punch, line him up just like that. Oh, nope, wait. Gotta move him down a hair here. Okay, so there. Had I stamped him in the middle, I would have wasted paper, and you guys need to save some of this paper to stamp a scarf and a hat. Okay, so he's done for right now. We still have to do his nose, but I'm going to clean this because I'm in a block shortage in my hive right now because I have the Simply Elegant class coming up and I had August monthly, and so my blocks are dispersed everywhere right now. So we're gonna be swapping out blocks. So we're gonna get this little dude and we're gonna work on our inside because we have the black ink open. He's just scooting around. Now, if you don't like to do him, You could do the other guy right here as well, but we're gonna put him right here. I just wanted to show you how cute they both are. And I wanted to draw attention to the fact that they each have their own nose. I didn't quite get that at first, but I figured it out after the fact. Oh man, I used the side that's really clean. Oh well. So we're done with our penguins for now. So we're gonna set those there. Oh, we're gonna put them back on the block so we don't lose them. Okay, so the beaks. So there's one that is more straight and there's one that's more curved. Look at these two differences. One is for the sliding guy and one is for the sitting guy. So let's take that off, put that here. We're gonna do pumpkin pie. And how many sets of blocks do you have? Oh my gosh, Lisa, I have a lot. I probably, you know, because I have a set down here and I have a set up in my craft room. I have a lot of blocks. And then sometimes if I'm doing 3 classes within a week, I don't like to switch around. So I might have 6 A blocks, 2 of that block like that. I have 2 of this one, but I think I have 8 D blocks. So this is a D block, 8 of those. I might have 10 of this one, and then I might have 10 of this one. Okay, and then I have 2 of each of them upstairs because I don't like to carry blocks back and forth. So here's his little nose, and let's do that over here too. You guys, somebody's gonna, oh my God, this is so adorable. Okay, so now if you don't like to stamp, do this right here. Oh, we need to put eyeballs on him though. Doesn't he look weird without any eyeballs? But the eyeballs are in here, right there. It's a set of eyeballs right there in the corner. Okay, so let's clean this because I am switching around this guy. We're not gonna lose them. These little beaks, you have to be very careful when you're cleaning with them because they like to shimmy off the block. So he's gonna hang out right there. Linda, you only have 5 blocks. Well, you guys, you have to understand, I teach classes and sometimes, so I have tomorrow Simply Elegant and I have August Monthly, and then on Sunday I have this class, but I have this class now, so I needed to put the blocks all together. So I out of necessity, I need to have more than a couple blocks. Hi, Lisa Nealon. Okay, I forgot the sentiment, which is Season's Greetings. And, oh, it's right here. See, you guys, I ran out of blocks, so I was just sticking them everywhere. So this is going to go, and I never, you guys, it's too hard to stamp with 2 stamps on a block. So do you see how the snowflakes are here? I would never in my life try to stamp through that. I always take it off so that you can see where you're stamping, especially with photopolymer. I mean, they're see-through, so why not set yourself up for success and take it off your block instead of trying to look through an extra stamp. Okay, so that's done. Our little noses are done. There's a lot of stamping on this one, guys. Okay, so there's that. Okay, now the inside's done, so we'll set him here. He's done, but you had this extra piece of white here. By the magic of TV, I've already fussy cut mine out, but I wanted to show you what I did. So I've got the hat is part of this set. So you guys have plenty of room here, like that. There is a 1-sheet design that works with this punch. Oh, I can't wait to see that. So we got the hat done, and that was in Misty Moonlight. And then Fresh Freesia is one of the newer ink colors. You guys, I love purple, so I had to make sure I pulled purple into this card because one of the bases, or the DSPs, is purple. So I did purple as my complementary color for my scarf. Okay, so you guys have plenty of room on that piece of paper. You should, I should say, to get your scarf and your hat stamped. And now there are no dies for this. It's just the penguin punch with his feet. So you're going to have to fussy cut that. I'm so sorry. But some people do like fussy cutting. The question came up, does the punch work on the DSP? So let me pull this out and just take a look at the DSP really quick. Let's see if I can see. Yes, you see that? Oh, you guys can't see this, I'm off the screen. You see this right here? This, I just happen to have one of the little strips of DSP here. This punched out right here. Do you see this? It fits over it perfectly. Now, I don't know where in the sheet of designer paper this is that you have to get to him, because you'd have to get to him to be able to punch him out. So yes, it does. My answer is yes. It does match some of the penguins. I don't know if all of them, but some. Okay, so we've got that. We'll put him there. We've got this done. So I think we have all of our stamping done, because I did that through the magic of TV. Here's our little dude, and now we can work on assembly. And where did I put? Right there. I knew it was somewhere. Okay, so I popped up my piece of dazzling diamonds, but before I pop it up, I do have to make sure I get my ribbon. So what I have always found with glimmer paper, glue does not like to stick to it right off the bat. It does take a little bit for it to dry. So I do a double whammy, and this is just my own personal preference. I like to do a double whammy when it comes to this, like adhering this onto the diamondy or glimmery paper. Like the tear and tape will stick immediately, but to reinforce it, and it might be excessive, but to reinforce it, I'm going to run a little bit of liquid glue over this as well, because if not, I don't want it to go anywhere. So you just want to get this centered over the top of your dazzling diamonds. You guys, oh, Tyler took a half a day off today, and I was home at work. I was working from home today, and I said, can you go change my blade on my big industrial strength paper cutter? You guys, I know it's been wonky for a little while. Like, just, so check your stuff always before you, like, especially kits of recent, and I noticed it in the last month and a half, it starts to go ever so slightly a little bit. So what I've been teaching people in my classes, just because we figured this out in the last 2 weeks, like, hold your things up and make sure that they look straight, because before you put glue on it, you can always take it and put it in your trimmer and get it so it's square, okay? I have it under control now. I promise. The blade has been fixed. I'm pretty sure I should be back on track with not being crooked. Not good. I didn't get my V8 juice today, so, or my paper cutter needed its V8 juice, I should say. So what I did is I put some tear and tape down here, and what you can do is you can either fold your ribbon in half, but you're not going to be able to wrap it around. It's enough for it to fold in half, and then you're going to just tuck your tails behind and make them hit the tear and tape. Or if you have double-sided tape, that's fine too. So I've just secured my tails behind there, and what I'm going to do is cover it up with a little bit more tear and tape so that it sticks good. So I'm in essence making it so it's not sticky, because what I'm going to do is pop this up with dimensionals. So we're going to put a few dimensionals on the back of this layer, and I think I'm going to put 2 in the middle. We don't want a saggy middle. That was the joke this weekend. No saggy middles. All right, this little guy is now going to get centered on the top of the card, making sure you're facing the, you guys, it's always good habit to just make sure it's facing the right way before you adhere. So that's going to get centered on there. Okay, the be cool, be chill, be merry. Like, I noticed I stamped mine a hair to the right. I want it to be more centered, so just take your paper snips or your scissors and just trim it off. It's okay. And then you're gonna see a little bit more blue on the ends, which is quite all right. Oh, Linda's learning tips. I love it. You guys, I have lots of tips and tricks up my sleeve. So a little line of liquid glue, and we're gonna put that on top of the Misty Moonlight. And because I use the wiggle, or I use the glue, I can wiggle this around now to get it centered where I want it. Okay, good. Now, this is gonna hover over the top of that linen thread, the baker's twine. I think I put dimensionals. I did dimensionals. Okay, let's do dimensionals. You guys, dimensionalizing is always up to you. If you feel like you don't want thicker, puffier cards, you don't have to dimensionalize at all. But I like I always say, once you pop, you can't stop, like the Pringles commercial. So I like to put more dimensionals on. And I think I'm gonna move this guy. Oh, he's stuck. We're leaving him there. I was a little bit worried about how much was gonna hang over. I think I'm gonna do one more right next to him because I wanted it really close to the edge. So now you're just gonna put this over the top, not over the top, but above the baker's twine. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Kay. So that's gonna go there. And our little baby bow, you guys, I made all your bows for you already. So just grab a little mini glue dot, and that's gonna go somewhere over here. I'm hitting my white paper underneath, and I'm hovering over the top of the baker's twine, and then my bow is gonna get set on there. You can finagle your bunny ears, grab your ribbon scissors and trim your tails. Okay, so far so good. We're building from the bottom and going our way up. Now, the little penguin, he's flat. I did put him flat, and I'm gonna put him onto the card before I put my hat on and my scarf. Oh, you get 12 complete penguins out of one sheet. If you have the picture, this die, there are 3 partials to cut in the holes. Got it. Oh my gosh. Yes, Mo, this paper is a shiny disco ball if I've ever seen one. You're so accurate. So you can see here I stamped a penguin on the back and I cut him up when I restamped him, or restamped my hat and scarf. So these guys, oh Brenda, I have been stamping for 20 years. I have a lot of years of practice, and I had this conversation with Anna the other night. She came to class and she was one of the last ones to leave, and we got to spend a little time chatting. And she said to me that everybody comes to class expecting their cards to look exactly like mine, and they're not so happy if they're not exactly like mine. And she realized that that's because I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and I've got it down to it's like rocket science for me. And so it's one of those things that you have to learn, and you just have to just keep at it and learning these little tips and these little tricks and just taking your time. So what I'm doing is popping up his feet. So I have him flat, but I'm using a mini dimensional now because they fit perfectly behind his little tootsies here. And that's gonna go back here. And you can make them so they're touching or like more like that. So you just have to know that it takes time. My cards, you guys, if you saw my cards from 20 years ago, you'd be like, those aren't her cards. Hi, Yolanda. So we are almost done with the card. Last but certainly, oh, we got to glue our inside in. So we got to do that. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to put some of these little subtle shimmer sequins on. So this will go on the inside here. Okay, like so. And then, I know it's so sad, we're gonna have to cover up some of this. You know, that is so awesome, Kay, that you love watching, because honestly, that's how you learn things, is by watching how other people do them. You guys get me putting cards together. We're in a class, an in-person class. I'm not putting the cards together in front of people. I'm explaining how I would do it, and then everybody's doing their own. We're gonna put this on here. I just want to see it put together. This is so adorable. You guys could make little magnets for on your refrigerator with this little dude. He is just the cutest little thing since sliced bread. Oh my. Okay, sequins. Let's talk about the sequins. So sequins are in the new holiday catalog. Be very careful when you open them up. They are very staticky and they spill very easily. So when you open them up, I kind of like go like that to make sure nothing's sticking in the cover. They are white and silver and small and big, different sizes. If you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and have gotten the little baby glue dots, those work nice. These glue dots on the roll are a little bit big, so I just use liquid glue. Hi Jill from Northeast Ohio. The sequins are up to you. Oh, someone made a mermaid out of the punch. I bet that would be cute. I wonder how they did it. We'll have to see if we can find that, Latokia. A sequins, what did I do for your sequins? I just took a little sprinkling of them, you guys. You're gonna hate me. It was like getting a card full of confetti probably. So I put maybe 5 to 10 sequins. I took a little bit and I put it in your card. And then I shut your card really fast and hoped none escaped. That's how I did it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm strategically picking spots where I wanna put sequins, and I'm hoping I don't forget where any of my dots are. And they're all over here. And grab your pokey tool, guys. Take your pick tool. There's a putty end. So pick up, you want to pick them up so that you don't want to lose it, the concave part. So let's hear. So it's like this, and there's white and silver. So like in this case, I'm going to put a white one on the blue snowflake, and now I'm going to grab a silver one and put a silver one over there. So what I'm doing is using the putty end to pick it up. There's a small one here, so we're going to grab that. I put my nail over the top of it. As long as your nail doesn't have anything on it that's sticky, it should hold it down, right? So we're gonna put one there. I have a few left. Let's see if I can find them. And now it's like a puzzle. Where did I put my glue dots? Or my dots of glue. So there's gonna be one right there. And this liquid glue is like a craft glue. Hi, Helen. Late, but you're here. That's all that matters. Yay. And we're gonna put a silver one. So you can see that I've got just random, and I tried to put them diagonally shaped, not across from each other. So like one right there might look really good too. So it just depends on, I don't know, whatever you guys have for sequins in your kits, use them up if you can. Otherwise they're gonna get lost somewhere in the shuffle. So if you've got them, just glue them and be done with it. And that guy's gonna go there. So hi Crystal McBride, I talked to your mom yesterday. I was getting worried about her, so I had to give her a call. So I hope that you guys can come to a class sometime after your dad gets better. So that's it, you guys. You know, now that I'm looking at it, I have a silver and a silver. I feel like one of these, you guys, this is me being me. A silver and a silver, I feel like there should be another silver right there. So I'm actually gonna take that one off and put a silver there. And now I've got 3 random silvers. I'm definitely throwing that one away because it's got glue all over it. And I think we can call this one done. So put your little oh, you guys, you're like, is she gonna be done with this card yet? I forgot. I actually put 2 sequins on the side here too to add a little bit more pizzazz to it. So just hang tight for another moment in time. We're gonna put white ones here, right? Oh, whoa. Get right there. Okay, so there's one, and they have a slight concaveness, so I'm trying to put the flatter side down. Okay, you guys gotta give this card time to dry. If you brush against it right now, those sequins are gonna fly through the air with the greatest of ease. So Stella needed to come out too. You could definitely Stella your scarf if you want. You could Stella the hat. Just know sometimes the Stella might bleed. Definitely do the feetsies. That would be cute. You can do his little beaky. So make sure Stella gets a little workout on this card. Okay, you guys, there it is, one. So you got the dots. You could have gotten stripes, or you could have gotten the purple snowflakes that look like this. So these are the 3 options that you will have for, not options, but these are the 3 that I picked between for these patterns. So I tried to pick the layouts that really complemented with the blue background. And the stamp. Oh, Faye, cool, you'll be able to work on yours next week. Okay, so this is the wet one. So we're gonna set that over there. And we're gonna put these guys back in here. Okay, so one done, woohoo. You guys, I took my own Tip Tuesday to heart, and now whenever I work with stamps for the very first time, I definitely, you know what, I'm gonna leave these over on the side here. I put them right in the cover like this because that little acetate paper becomes a pain in the butt to have to put them back on, especially if you don't know where they are. Oh, you know what, we're just gonna put them right back on here. So this is actually, you guys, I did a Tip Tuesday on the change in the stamp cases, and I listened to my Tip Tuesday and I started doing this, and it works better for me. I don't have that acetate thing floating around in here, causing a ruckus. And then I can see exactly where the stamps need to go, like that. So now I know they're all in here. Boom! And I got some blocks back, guys. Woohoo! All right. Now, which one do we want to go towards? Oh, man. Let's do an easy one. So I'm going to stamp his little eyes on here, too, when I get time. Okay, so this one. This one has a belly band. And this one is this kind of a card. So it opens really cool. You guys, you have to do some work on this. Normally I give you your kits exactly how they need to be put together without having to really do any kind of cutting. Julie, I'm not frozen. Hi, Feline. I'm watching with you guys, and I watch that like a hawk to make sure I don't freeze. So I hope nobody else is frozen. The one thing you guys are going to have to do on this is you're going to have to cut this at a diagonal. And I'm going to teach you how to do this. You guys, at some point, we've got to teach a man to fish, and he'll fish for life, right? So teach a girl to stamp or a guy to stamp, and they should stamp for life. So I want to teach you how to do that because there's no way on this green earth that I was going to cut 60 of these in the last week and a half before these kits needed to go out. So I'm going to teach you that, okay? So you also have a little belly band, and so I'm going to show you how I would adhere that together without disrupting your card. So we're going to go through this step by step. So grab a card kit, and let's see what we have. So you guys got yours all kind of folded up. Again, we're going to go through this. Thanks for sharing, Feline. You guys have the black base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then you have a piece of DSP in here. I did not fold it the right way. All I did was fold it back and forth in your kits so that it would fit in your envelope. All right, so this is exactly how I put it in your kits. I think it is. So there are some score lines on here. I have score lines for you. I did not cut the diagonal, but I put score lines so this is a 5 1/4 by 12. So 12 inches and 5 1/4, so you get 2 of these out of one 12 by 12 sheet. It's scored at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. It's not scored in the middle because that's where the card rests on the card base. But it's scored here at 2 and 4, 8 and 10. Okay, so you have to decide how you want this card to look. So in this case, I have the more decorative pattern on the outside and the polka dots or the lines just slightly up here. So when you guys, we're gonna have to do our cutting and then we're gonna refold it. Okay, so how do you do the cutting? I mentioned that this is 5 1/4. And so you're gonna grab your handy dandy ruler and a pencil. Promise you need a pencil. Let's clean up a little here. Okay, let's put you back. All right, my note on your tutorial and my note on my little recipe card here, it says cut down at 2 1/2 inches. So what you need, everybody's got to do this. I didn't do it for you. So you're going to take at 2 1/2 and you're going to put a little pencil mark. Okay, so I've got 2 1/2 and I'm going to put a pencil mark right at 2 1/2 on one side. And I'm going to do 2 1/2 on the other side. So I've got this 2 1/2, and I'm going to put a mark right there. Okay? I'm doing a pencil so that I can erase it. That's all the marking you have to do because I've already got the score here for you at 4 and 8. Okay, so now you have to grab a trimmer. If you've got a guillotine, great. If you got one like this, however, whatever you use for cutting. And what you're going to want to do is line it up so that your pencil and your 4-inch mark are right where it's going to cut it. So you guys can't see it, but my finger is right where the pencil mark, the spot where it's going to cut is right here. So you're going to put a pencil mark there and a score line here, right in the line where you're going to cut. And you're going to cut it off. I promise you, it's going to be okay. You can do it. So, I did it. Okay. So, perfect. That's exactly what you needed to do. Now you're going to flip it over and you're going to do the other side. Okay, so you have here the 4-inch mark and you have your pencil mark. Same concept, just find where it is, where it meets up in the track. If you need to put a pencil mark here where the score line is so that you can see it better, by all means do it. Just know that you should erase it if you are gonna see it. So we're putting it there, and this is the hard part. I just gotta make sure I get this lined up right here. So pencil mark there, right here, and then my score line is right there. You guys trust yourself, cut it off, okay? Now, if you wanna do something with these scraps, you can. And I'll show you what you could do with them. But that's it. That's all the magic for this card right here. So now you have this scored the wrong way, right? Because I had it in your envelope going that way. This side's fine. And then, nope. Okay, here's the thing. You guys decide, do you want stripes or the lines or the polka dots, or do you want this? I want the florally part to be up. So this one's right. And then now what happens is on this score line, it's gonna fold back. But what I would do is fold it on the score line. It might hang over a hair. It might not, I'm not quite sure. On mine it didn't. But you're gonna take your bone folder and burnish that. So this one's gonna be the wrong way. So just flip it back over this way, and you're gonna take your burnisher. Now, this is where it's important, you guys. Hi, Carol Fox. This is where it's important. You wanna make sure they meet nicely in the middle here. So just try to wedge them as close as you can together. And when you have them wedged together, take your bone folder and squish them down good. Okay? So, I mean, it could be off a hair, and nobody's ever gonna notice that. When you fold it and flip it over, if you see any part is hanging over the side here, just take your scissors and trim it off. But that's it. Now, these guys right here, what I saw with them is, I believe, let's see here. I feel like you could glue, this is if you want more ziggy zaggies. You could glue this here like this, and then you could tuck this behind, just depending on what kind of a pattern you have going on. This, I wouldn't do it. It's so busy, but this just, I wanted to show you what you could do to give another addition or layer to this card. Hi, Melanie boy. So that's just an option what you could do with this, right? So I'm not going to do that. I think it looks super, super busy, but everybody likes different things. So I thought maybe that would work for somebody. Now, that's pretty much done. So what you can do is flip this over, and you could adhere this, just the back portion, right? Nothing else. So take that, and that's going to get centered on our basic black mat. Just like this, okay? Don't worry. The reason I made a belly band is so that these would have a way to stay closed. Okay, so in your kit, you have a piece of white that is 5 by 3 3/4. That'll be for our inside. You guys also have a piece of white to stamp your flower on. It's big enough to stamp your flower, I promise it would fit, if you have this flower. If you don't have this flower, improvise. Use anything else that will be really cool over there. I did die cut, or actually I should say Anna die cut. Hi Jane. She die cut this in case you want to try to stamp on your white piece, you can. You have a piece of, this is like 3/4 by 3, where you might cut this, but we're going to stamp. And then you also have a piece of rich raspberry that's 1 inch by 9 and something, and it's scored to help you just a little bit. So the scores are not exact because there's a 4-inch window in the middle. So what you're gonna do is just take one of the, let's see here, this side. I'm all over the board here, guys. So take one side and you're gonna bring it around, and then now one is good, but then the other one's gonna, you don't want it tight. The tighter you go with this belly band, the harder it is to slide it off and on. So you want it to be a little bit loose. So kind of roll the other side over the top. You want your seam to be right about here, because I think I have it at like 9 3/4 inch or 9 something. You could also trim off a little here. Ultimately, the seam of the belly band is right underneath this flower. It is not on the back, okay? You always want to try to hide your seams as much as possible. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just snip this right here, because I want my seam to be underneath the flower there. So to glue this, you could use tear and tape, double-sided tape, your liquid glue. Okay, you like that for the diagonals. Good. Hi, Kathy Wilsnack. So how I'm going to glue this without having to guess, I'm gonna put a little line of glue here, which is really close to the edge there, but I'm also gonna put a little line of glue here. Now I don't have to guess how far in or out I have to put glue, and I won't go over the edge. So now when you put this over here, I use liquid glue because now I can wiggle them around to get them lined up. Just like that. So as long as you don't put too much glue, it shouldn't ooze out either side. And I'm not trying to tighten it as much as possible. I'm not tightening it at all. I'm just kind of letting it gingerly go over the top. And now it should be loose to maneuver that up and down. So that's how I put the belly band. And then our flower will go over the top like that and cover that seam. But what did I do for stamping? So this is one of, wait, this goes here. Okay, so stamps. I'm gonna try to find my stamps. Hang on. I just had them. I feel like I'm, oh, they're behind me. Ha, ha. Okay, so, all right. The die is from the sale-a-bration, and then the stamp is here. And it's called Shaded Summer. It's in the annual catalog. The color I used is Rich Razzleberry. And what you can do is ink this up, inky dinky do, and it fits on here just fine. If you don't have the dies, you can fussy cut it. And maybe you don't even have this flower stamp or the dies, then use anything else that you have. Now when I stamped that solid image looked a little bit light. So I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna flip it over and see if I can get a little bit more ink on it and see once how this works. Okay. Oh, and then I stamped it off the edge. Okay, so that means we're gonna go with that one. And actually, because of the magic of TV, mine's done. So I have it done right there. But if you see here the inside, that's the other stamp that's in this set. So let's clean. Where's my cleaner? Right here. And my piece of paper. You guys, I always try to stamp off a little bit before going in here and cleaning. All right, so we'll get that guy off. And we're gonna flip to this other one. Because as long as I have my Rich Razzleberry ink open, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp. Now I know that this is a bigger block than what I really need, but we're going with it. You guys, do you ever feel like that at home where you just don't have enough space? Okay, now I was looking for my card. So the inside, we've got this one. Okay, and where this guy's gonna go right here in the bottom corner. And when I stamp my focal image on the inside, I don't always try to fit the whole thing on. I try to get it so it's nestled in the corner, like that. Okay, so that's the bottom. And while we're at it, we have this little piece right here, and that is saying happy birthday. So in this set, I like the fonts. The happy birthday, love you friend, above and beyond, you go there a lot. May the good you do come back to you. Some friendships are just meant to be hello you and thank you. So I did the happy birthday. You guys, one of the other tips that when you're going to ink up, I generally stay away from the middle because everybody in class goes towards the middle and I don't always re-ink my ink pads right away. So I go towards the edge and I try to get ink from there on the edge, and I can see that that Y wasn't as dark as I wanted it. So I practiced and now I could see that. So I'm stamping it more to the right, hoping that I fit it on my white piece of paper. And I did. It is a tight squeeze with this happy birthday. Okay, so we've got happy birthday there. And let's go ahead and clean these so we can move them out of the way. And then I'm going to show you a little coloring tip I did. I colored in just the flower centers and the leaves. Okay, let's get this guy off of here. Put it back. I never, until I looked at the inside, I had forgotten there was another stamp because you could have very easily used this flower here too on the inside. Okay, so my magical TV has mine done for me. And what I did is I pulled out a Just Jade. I don't know, there was something about jade and the raspberry that looked really good together. So I'm just gonna color the insides of the leaves. So just remember, you are using alcohol markers to color. And when you're using alcohol markers to color, you can use a water-based ink. If you're using StazOn ink, that's a permanent ink. That's when you can do watercoloring or coloring with the Stella without it blending. But we talked about it at the Summer Creative Escape this weekend that people don't always remember that they can use other color ink pads with blends. It's okay to use any color ink pad that's water-based with these alcohol markers. So I'm just coloring in the centers of the flowers with yellow, Daffodil Delight, a dark one. I don't want to lose that little dude. He's for the next card. Okay, so we've got our flower inside and our sentiment done. First thing, let's get rid of our inside. You guys, I'm the same way as a lot of people. When I can glue something down, I get glue happy. I want to get it so that it's attached and not floating around. So open up your card like that. Isn't that cool? And now your inside's just going to get centered on here like that. Okay. If you want to, put a little sentiment in the inside. Now put your belly band back on, making sure that your seam is on the left, more on the left. Okay. So how do we do this? Now, I had the Y closer to the right side. This is going to get adhered here. And now you're going to just test it to see where your flower goes. If you look at this belly band, I have the little leaf kind of nestled right in by the happy. You want to make sure you're not going over the edge here. So something like that is going to work perfect. So you might, because the reason you guys might not have this exact stamp, I left this a little bit longer because then if you have something else that goes here, your ultimate goal is to have this white seam covered up so you don't see where it starts and stops. Okay, so then this little liquid glue, and then we're going to put our flower on. And it's important when we put our flower on, you guys, do not put any adhesive on the part that hangs over the belly band. If you do, you're not going to be able to put your belly band, like you're not going to be able to slide it, like you're not going to be able to take this and slide it up and down, right? Because it's going to stick to the card and then it becomes a trick card. So what I'm going to do to make sure that doesn't happen is I'm going to kind of eyeball where this is going to go. So it's going to fit something like this. So I'm going to put a dimensional here, here, and here. That's it. I'm not going to try to guess where on the flower to put that dimensional because I would be sitting here trying to figure that all day long. So now I've got the dimensionals where they need to go. Make sure that you clear the edge here so that you're not hanging over. That's important. And there you go. And now what happens is this can slide up and down. It holds the card shut. And then lastly, in your kits, you guys, I gave you 3 diamonds. Now, you could choose to put them right in the center, as is. I don't know if I gave you 3 diamonds or 2 diamonds. Who can tell me? Somebody who got their kit, you can tell me if you got 3 or 2. I'm pretty sure I gave you 2 big diamonds. Now, I'm using my alcohol marker to color my diamonds. So it adds, you guys can see it made, oh, that doesn't work. You can see it made it yellow. Oh, that didn't even work either. There, you can see that it made them yellow. You can color your bling however you like. Oh, I gave you 2. Perfect. That's kind of what I was thinking. They go right in the center of those 2 flowers. That's what I did. I put 2. And I know that might seem odd to you to do 2 because generally we put 3. And you're sure, Deb, I didn't give you a little baby one. I guess if you don't like that and you guys have diamonds, you could also stick one in the middle there. I didn't do it on my sample, but if you guys do have diamonds, sometimes you have other things floating around. If you wanted to, where did it go? Under my nail, right? Get on there. So you could put, like, if you want to see 3, because normally with floral arrangements, you do 3. That's why there's probably 3 flowers here. Well, there's actually 4. Anyways, so yeah, if you have a little diamond at home, an extra little one, and you want to throw one on, go ahead and do that. It looks really pretty also without coloring the diamonds. I promise that if you don't have yellow markers to color them, it still looks pretty without it colored. But so here we've got our fun fold number 2, belly band, and exploding card. Yep, the 2 big gems are awesome. The 2 big ones really set off those flowers like that. So, and that's what I did on my sample. You guys, I didn't even put diamonds on my sample. It was an afterthought, and Kelly said to me, you should put diamonds on your card. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's why everybody got 2 diamonds, because I thought, oh, we'll do that. But I never got around to putting them on my sample. So, okay. We got 2 cards done, guys. Woohoo! All right, we got some bling done here. Put that back. Here's my sample. This one is, so we got these 2 done so far. 2 fun folds out of the way. I'm saving that deer. I don't know if we should do the deer last or next and just get it out of the way. You guys. Oh man. Okay. So this goes here. I put disorder into my order, and now I'm trying to put order back. Okay. So we're done with these 2. So you guys, again, you will either have this pattern or this pattern when it came to that card. One or the other. All right. And now these are done. And what do we have left? We have the dahlia, and we have the deer. Let's do the dahlia. No, let's do the deer. We'll just get the deer done. Because I made this card last. This was the last card I designed for this class. So we'll do that last. Now, I mentioned earlier, if you guys are just tuning in and you didn't catch the beginning, you might have different color DSP. You will have different color DSP than these 2. There's a brown one, and there's another red pattern. There's another green pattern. So my sample here has the white snowflakes. You guys, there's a lot of stuff that's used in this card. I did not stop when I was designing this card. There's a lot of stuff. So there's the inside. So the main thing that was used on here is the DSP from the sale-a-bration. It complements and coordinates very nicely with this peaceful deer set. It's hard to see him, but there's a deer there that's punched out. And there is a matching deer here. And there's snowflakes, sending love and peace this season, and then Merry Christmas. Those are the stamps that I pulled out of here. Now, you guys got your kits, and you might hate me after this, or you might just be done, like leave it be. I'm not quite sure. I was designing this card, and Kelly just happened to pop upstairs. And so I used copper foil. So you guys, in your kit, you have a copper foil deer. And the reason I say you might not like me is because you got to stamp your deer on here. So there is a deer, it's stamped. It really adds the detail. And I'm going to do it just to show you that you can do it. It's possible. It might not be lined up perfect, but it's going to be, as best as you can do. The other option is, you guys, you could leave your deer just as a silhouette like this. If you don't want to take the chance of stamping it bad, it looks okay. You could just take a black magic marker, and what you could do is just draw a little nose and a little eye. And you could leave it be like that. And honestly, it would look really nice if you don't want to risk not doing it. And I'll show you what I mean by stamping, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this stamp and I'm gonna hover over the top until I get it exactly where I want it. And I'm gonna show you how I would stamp it. Because normally what you're gonna wanna do at home, you're gonna wanna stamp this on your copper paper and then punch it. But I can't stamp anything for you guys, and I wanted you to have the copper, and I didn't know who has the punch and who doesn't have the punch, so I punched all your deer out for you. So that's what's in your kit right there, and I was starting to tell you all the other things that I used for this class. There's a lot, there's a lot of dies and punch that went into this class. So in there's a little poinsettia at the top. That comes from a set called Poinsettia Dies. And, I have to find where it is, because I was missing another die that was part of a different class. So it's normally right there. I gotta think about where it's hiding. But that die came from right there. And now I just have to put my feelers out and figure out where it is. I also used this label die right here. That's where it's on. And that is from the Tasteful Labels die. So that's just a white piece you guys have in your kit. That's die cut. It has a little bit of a border on it. So that's in your kit. there's this vellum piece back here that looks like this. It's from the Fern set, so it's called Forever Flourishing Dies. It is that one right there. In this set also, I call this the horns right here. They look like horns to me. So you guys have one of those in here as well. So in your kit you got that. Here was your poinsettia. And in your kit you also have, I forgot to mention this about from the poinsettia here, there's this berry sprig in cherry cobbler. So that's in your kit. Thank you to Anna. Anna die cut all of your bits and parts for you guys. And she punched out all these little sprigs. So you should have 2 of these sprigs. It's from the Sprig Punch. So you have 2 of these, okay? 2 of those, 1 of the other green, a cherry cobbler, a vellum. Okay, hi Patty Stebbins. So, oh, and stitched rectangles. Pat cut out your stitched rectangle for you. So she had a white piece and and that gets layered on the inside. It just added a little bit. Diane Bogenhagen taught me that, to use a stitched rectangle on the inside of the card. It added a little element of awesomeness. Okay, then we've got a little baby stamped in the bottom corner here. So let's talk about how we put this together and then we'll work on our stamping and go through that process. So you guys it's a 12-inch piece of paper, another 12 by 5 1/4. So you can only get 2 of these out of one 12 by 12. Your scores are at 1 inch, 4 inch, and 8 inches. Yes, thanks Pat, Deb says, I love it. So you're 1 inch, 4 inch, 8 inch. So when you fold this back and forth, look for your score lines, and then you're gonna have your 1 inch flips back like this. So you guys have a choice to make. Look at your paper and decide what you like. In this case, you'll see the snowflakes. But let's say, yeah, Anna is awesome. If you don't like the snowflakes, you could flip this way and go back and forth and have your snowflakes on this end. So what do you like? Okay, so you could have done the same with this. These polka dotties could have been here and the tree could have been here. It's just a matter of flipping your paper and folding it one way or the other way. So in this case, just to mess people up, maybe, I don't mean that meanly, but just to show you there's different options, you could have it look like this. But I just you know what, I gotta do it. I like the snowflakes. So here's the other thing to think about. When you open up the card, what's the main piece that you wanna see, right? And I think that in this case, if you got the snowflakes, I love seeing the snowflakes when you open this up. I think that's so cool. Otherwise, you'd see the plaid, which you might be a plaid person. Okay, we've talked about that enough. Just know you have options. So let's take once you have it figured out, take your bone folder and just burnish your edges. Now, I did glue this flap down. So grab your glue and glue that guy down like that. That's all right, go for it, get glue happy. And then you're gonna take this and flip it over, and this back side gets glued or adhered down onto your mat. Now, we talked about this in the beginning too. That black is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So it's a 1/4 sheet of paper, and it fits on here. Hi, Karen Drain from Erie, Michigan. Woohoo! Oh, Deb, you got lucky. Don't fold both on the 1 inch line. I know I did 2 of them by accident, scoring them. Okay, so once you put this on here, you will not see that little score line here and here. So don't score both on the 1 inch line, only score 1, okay? So what I would do for Deb on yours is I would fold it at your 4 and your 8, and then pick out which way you like it better, and then one will get glued down flat, and those score lines, once you have your inside mat, you won't see that score line there. So, oh, too late, okay. You're funny. Well, still know that once you put this down, the person who gets this card is not gonna be looking at your little score lines that are there. Hopefully they become incognito and blend in with the card. I don't know, for 2 of them, I did that on both sides, and I'm like, oh, I hope whoever gets this is okay with it, and you got it, and I know that you'll be okay with it, I hope. Okay, so we've got this glued. So we're gonna get Stamp Happy, and we're gonna stamp our label and our square here, and our Bambi, okay? So what do we want to do first? It's all fine. I like it. Thumbs up then. Okay, so we're going to stamp our label. And you can see that, let's get it out of the plastic. That might help you guys. So it's got soft little snowflakes in the background. I don't know, you guys can hardly even see them. They're balmy blue and they are stamped. I did them at second strength. And this is another one where you might like them at first strength a little bit better. And if that's the case, go for the first strength, because I'm going to show you here. That's how dark they are. And I liked them really soft on here versus the more pronounced snowflake. And I'm not going to go right in this general area because my sentiment's going to go there. And I'm just going to sneak one right there yet. So I'm leaving this open for my sentiment. We're going to do one right there and one little guy off on the side there. So just some snowflakes. If you want to, you could put snowflakes on the top, on the inside. So I won't clean that for right now. I'm just going to see ones. Here's the thing too. So some of you got the espresso. Yeah, it is very festive. Some of you got the espresso card. In that case, I would use espresso ink for stamping your sentiments. But for those people got the black, like the green looked good with brown, the black looked better with black. So if you, just depending on your ink, you know, depending on your card base, hi Sue Sorrell, use either espresso or black is what I would say. Again, I'm going to practice down here. Get that nice and good. Straight, if possible. That's always good. Right there. I'm just reading Patty's comment about the markers. You know what, Patty, I only support, like I use Stampin' Up! Products because I might pay a hair more to have a good quality marker, but I feel like all of the colors are complementary to all of the cardstock and all of the accessories that you can get. And the markers, the Copic markers are more, so what I have heard from people is that Copic markers are more expensive than Stampin' Up's Stampin' Blends. And Stampin' Up's Stampin' Up! Blends are priced at a good price point. So I honestly, I don't know, and I don't want to start a whole conversation on here about what to use to try to promote other people's brands, because I try to promote Stampin' Up! As much as possible. So I just know that the markers are so good, the quality is there. You honestly get what you pay for when you buy different products. And I think that most people that have been using Stampin' Up! Products for a long time can attest to that, because you get what you pay for. So you might look for the cheapest thing, but you might have it that it wears out on you. See, Holly just said she loves Stampin' Blends. And you guys, I think that, Patty, you might hear a lot of people saying here how much they love Stampin' Blends and their markers. And I think that they are really at a good price point as well. So the Merry Christmas, I'm also stamping, yeah, so Deb was saying worth having everything match. You guys, I hear that time and time again, that people went and bought stuff at other stores or other places, and then they started using Stampin' Up! And they loved how everything coordinates. And then what do you do with the stuff that doesn't coordinate? You don't end up using it, and that's sad face. And so if you have the opportunity to have things match, I definitely go for it. Look at me, guys. No acetate sheet in here. All right, so I just stamped the Merry Christmas in Memento. And for your Bambi, you could also use the Memento. Now, on this inside, I stamped him over there, and his face is looking this way. You could also stamp him on the other corner. I think either one works. Brenda loves her Stampin' Blends. All right, so you could put your deer here or over there, and I think on this one, I'm gonna do it this way, right there. If you had a bronze Stampin' Blend, you could color your deer in bronze, and it would be so pretty as well. Oh, that's not my cleaning. All right, so I got the baby done. Sandy says Stampin' Blends are the best. And so there we're having another person agree. I love it. I you know what, it always comes down to, you get, I don't know, you guys could probably disagree, but I think most would agree. You get what you pay for in life. And that's not just stamping stuff. You know, sometimes everything's made at the same factory overseas, and it's just put a different label on it, but I generally think Stampin' Up! Stands behind their product, and it does good. So you guys, I'm buying myself time. Thanks for sharing, Ethel. Okay, so we've got our label done, and we've got our inside done, and we've got some empty blocks. I like that. The deer. Oh dear. So, Sandy says if it's not Stampin' Up, I don't use it. I am 110% beyond that. Not because I sell Stampin' Up product, but just because I am never disappointed by Stampin' Up, their products or their customer service. If anything you get in the mail is damaged or because of the mail even, they replace it. So you guys, this deer, don't let it freak you out. I promise. Just the more that you practice, the better odds you'll have with this. You do need StazOn. If you were going to be stamping your deer on foil for any time, even if you have the set and you're going to be stamping on any foil or any kind of like regular white paper or colored paper, like cardstock, you will need StazOn. Look at me! You guys, did you see it? Diane Rangi gave me the tip of putting a glue dot, and somebody else probably did too, putting a glue dot in my cover so that the plastic, I was half expecting it to pop off in here. So, oh, Lisa said everything has to coordinate, so she loves Stampin' Up. Yep, you guys got it. You figure that out after a little while. We all do. Okay. Yes, Kay just said that Stampin' Up happily replaced a blend that arrived dry. You guys, is the best customer service in the world, Stampin' Up. I can't tell you. They make it right. Okay, we forgot. When you get the black StazOn, you gotta smell it, unless you don't like the almond smell, but I love almond smell, so I always have to smell it. I said practice, you guys. Get comfortable with how this stamps, okay? This is gooey too. Oh, Sandy said she's been stamping for 20 years and she just is the first time as a demonstrator. Awesome. Okay, so I'm practicing. Okay, you see what I'm doing? I'm just getting a feel for the stamp. You guys, if you go for this, you get one shot. If you don't do good, you can call me. I'll send you another copper deer in the mail unless you have copper paper and the deer. But I want you guys to be happy with your cards. So I just want you to practice. Ink up. I might get my head in here because or I'm going to try to hover over the top. This is what you want to do. Do not be afraid. Just, oh, I stuck to it. I didn't mean to stick to it. I was just trying to hover over the top. I want to get my legs lined up. I want to get my ears lined up. And when I figure I got my tail lined up, and I think I've got it in the right spot, just go for it. Ah, Jill also smells her StazOn. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, I love it. You guys, I love almond extract. So when my mom makes pistachio tort and it's got the almond in it, oh my goodness. Do you see what I'm doing here? I am not taking my ink or my stamp off of the deer. I'm letting it just, as Diane the marinator would say, she's letting it marinate, okay? So make sure you close up your StazOn pretty quick because it is, it'll dry out. Okay, this is gonna stick to this, okay? That's okay. When you're ready, and when you think it's good, and you want to see how bad or good you did, you just peel this off of here. All right? Gingerly pull your little dude off of here. Oh, I'm so excited. Can you see it? Now, as long as you get it on the copper, like life should be good. There, you can see it, right? I did okay. You guys, it is possible. There he is. Let's see if the light, there. You can see it. You just have to be confident. Like, go into it and be confident. This block now needs StazOn cleaner though. So, because it's a permanent ink, you definitely need to use a StazOn cleaner. All right, Feline, we'll see you later. And you want to put this over the top to get it clean. And I would generally, I hate using, going in here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I don't care. I'm just gonna go in here and use this to clean it off. I was gonna use a really wet, thanks Patty. I was gonna use a wet wipe, but wet wipes, I hate using wet wipes on my photopolymer stamps because they stick, the little fibers stick to it. So you definitely want to use, and then when you check it out, it is clean, even though it looks dark, that just stains the stamp, it's okay. So you need to have the StazOn cleaner. I'm so excited. Okay, the other thing in your kit that you guys have are the new gold leaves. So the gold leaves are phenomenal. I just was like, oh, this card needed one more thing, and I added some gold leaves. So you either got 2 large and 1 small, or you got one small and two large. I don't know. Everybody got an assortment of one or the other because these come 32 a pack. They come with 15 large and 15 small. So I had to even them out, so I ended up not with extra of one. So it was one or the other. And now, you guys, are you ready for some assembly action? We are ready for it, I think. So where's our label? Right underneath here. Yep. Okay. So how I'm going to do this, yeah, those leaves are so cool. Let's get Bambi put down. So he's dark, or she's dark. It's actually a girl. I'm going to use some of my black Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to put, just because it's a darker copper, and then let's see if I have, oh, I don't have any little ones, so we're going to just cut. You guys can cut your dimensionals. Don't be afraid to do it. Just cut a little one here. We're going to put that behind the head. Oops, we don't want all of that. And I'm not going to worry about the legs at all. So that's what I'm doing for dimensionals. So we're going to get the deer attached, and that's going to go like she's flying through the air, spreading joy and cheer. Oh my gosh, that rhymed. Okay, so that's good. Then how do I do the back? You guys are always curious, like how do you get it looking like that, right? Okay, so I would highly suggest using tear and tape. And I prep the back of my label with tear and tape in different spots. So the top right corner, we're going to put 2 rows of tear and tape. And then the bottom left, we're going to do the same thing. I don't know why this is not wanting to tear for me right now. But now the bottom on this side. So tear and tape, that's my first suggestion. You guys, if you use your double-sided tape, same thing, but tear and tape is just super sticky. So it's layered. The bottom is the vellum, and then you guys, this one, here's my trick on this. Don't be afraid to rip paper. This guy gets split in half. One is for the top, one is for the bottom. 2 leaves for the top, 1 leaf for the bottom. The berries are on the bottom, 1 sprig for the bottom, 1 for the top, and the poinsettias on the top. So we have the vellum on the bottom, and then we have this, so the horn, so half the horn. So we're going to do half the horn first. That's going to catch the tear and tape back here. And then your sprig punch. Now, you can rip these apart too if you want them to be spread apart more, but he's going to go like that. You have plenty of stick left, so go ahead and put the vellum piece behind. If you're wondering how it's working and that it's going to fit on the card, it will. Just practice. Like, you can hover, and if you need to rearrange this, I'm not sticking it tight until I know it's exactly how I want it. So right there. All right, so that's the basis for that side. Now for the other side, one of the first things was, hi Karen, hi Elaine. This guy, so I have mine. If you look at this, that's not how it looks. So you can rip this apart and you can put them, so I have one coming down this way and one coming up more like that. And then you have your other half of your horn. This can come down the side like that. And if you ever find that you don't have enough tear and tape on the back, you can add more. All right, then you have the berries. If you need to pick any of the berry part out, you can. I don't tell Anna to pick anything out. I think that that you guys can pick. So you set your berries on there, making sure that they find a spot to attach to your tear and tape. While you're building your ensemble here, test it out. Make sure you're not too high that it's going off the card. Don't worry about the gold leaves. We're going to come to them in a second. So now that you have that and it's exactly how you want it, press it down. The other thing you could do if you wanted to make it really secure is put an extra piece of tear and tape over the top and have it act like tape. I'm not worried about peeling it off because I'm going to actually put the label on with dimensionals. And I want to make sure I don't put the dimensionals right along the edge so close. So I'm going to flip this over and make sure I don't go, like I can put one there, over here. That looks good. We'll put one there, there. You guys, you can fill it up as much as you want. All right, so I'm not picking off that backing of the tear and tape because if you do, it will conflict with your dimensionals. So your dimensionals are trying to make it pop up, but what will happen is that'll make it want to stick down and it'll make it look like a kind of a curvature. So this is going to go onto the front of our card. The label is a little bit south of the equator, meaning it's more down because my foliage is filling up more space on the top. If your foliage is less, then you could move it up higher. But I just want to make sure that I'm straight. So let's pull that up and wiggle it this way. So what's next? We have gold leaves and we have the poinsettia. So the poinsettia, I'm actually going to use a black dimensional with my glue scissors and cut a small one to put right in the middle like that. And I'm going to set that so it's kind of nestled right. You see how I'm just kind of maneuvering where I want it? There's like a little divot right there, so I'm going to put it right in that divot. And it's popped up. Now the glue dots are going to go on the back of our leaves. So put a little glue dot, and now what can happen is figure out if you got two small ones, I'd put a small and a small opposite. If you have two big ones, put a big and a big opposite. Figure out if it looks better that way, or maybe what you can do now is just sneak that right in here and then grab your other one, put a little glue dot, and he's going to sneak out the top here in the nook of the poinsettia leaves. Okay, so there. And then the last one down here is going to come somewhat from the bottom of our label. So just sneak that in there. So that's coming down. And you guys should have a little baby linen bow in your kit already made by me. Hi, Elizabeth. I don't know if I saw you earlier, but I just want to say hi. Bow maker, you guys. I didn't make mine for my kit, so I'm going to show you how I made your cutesy little baby bow. I have a new shipment of bow makers. They aren't this small, they're slightly bigger. I have a new source, and so if you need a bow maker, they're $7 now. They have a finish on them that they're smooth and they're just slightly bigger. To make you guys, I don't remember, did I give you a double bow or a single bow? My sample, I made a single bow. I could have made double bows for you guys because I love double bows. So as you are using your bow maker, you can see that my nails my holes are getting worn, so my nails go closer at the top. So it gives me a little bit smaller of a bow if I put my nails at the top, or if I put my bows at the top of the nails. All right, so then make myself a cutesy little bow here. Pull it tight, grab my ribbon scissors, snip my tails, and it's so tight. I gave you guys double bows. I thought I did. I love double bows. Okay, we're gonna sneak that back there. You guys, I'm getting to the end of my linen thread. Look at that, that's all I have left on that roll. Okay, glue dot, you guys. Grab a glue dot. And I'm gonna put the glue dot right in the middle of that gold leaf. And then I'm gonna stick my bow right there. Oh man, this card has gilded gems on it. You guys, I know I put one big gilded gem in your kit. I'm gonna go get them. I have them here, like 10 seconds, not even. Commercial break. You guys, these gilded gems are amazing. I'm so happy that they carried them over. Oh, they were such the perfect thing for this card. I think that I gave you guys, let's see if that's my glue scissors. How I open up my embellishments is I always slice it like this. I hate these little flappy things, and then I just can take and slide it like this. And then that gilded gem goes right there. One little gem. And that's what we got for this guy. Oh, we didn't glue our inside in. Hang on, hold the phone. We're going to glue our mat in. Now, if you have a brown anything for a coloring tool and you want to color in your little baby deer, go for it. But this is just getting centered. Let's see here, something like that. Wiggle room, you guys. With liquid glue, you can move it till you get it where you want it. And we have our Bambi card done. Look at that. Oh my gosh. See, it wasn't so crazy. Just a lot of moving pieces. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you guys like that one? Good. I had a lot of fun with these cards. I cannot tell you how much fun. Oh my gosh. So just know that if you got the, you guys, I still have kits left too. So you might feel like you missed out on the kit action, but I have some kits left. So don't be afraid to reach out if you're interested in doing this class again, or with me yet. Okay, or if you place another order and you want another set of them, I think they were free with a $40 order. So, and now with sale-a-bration, put a $50 order in and you guys get a free gift and your name on the board. Okay, you guys like it, yay. Okay, so last but not least, this was my last card and I waited on this because I forgot to get the Dahlia set on my first order, so I had to wait for it to come in. Now, this one has the same size base, just a quarter sheet of paper, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I made it open like this. And so your jade is the card folded part. And I've been waiting to do this technique. You guys, I saw a different demonstrator did this. I can't honestly remember who. Oh man, I did them both different. Oh, 2 different dies. Interesting. So I think if I had to guess, I used the scalloped contours on your card. I think I liked the bigger scallop. So just to show you, there's different ways to do things. No, Ruth, I don't think you ordered a kit, but I still have kits available. So let's start off by talking about what we got in your kit. You guys don't have these. Magic of TV made these happen for me because they're fussy cut. Okay, so let's just set them over there. What you guys did get in your kit is a quarter sheet of white paper. It's just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's for you to stamp everything. And I'll show you how I stamp it. So your jade piece here has a score line. It's 8 inches by 5 1/4, scored at 4. And you just burnish your edges. Yeah, both are beautiful. One's just got a tighter scallop and then the other one doesn't. And this is from Stitch So Sweetly dies, and that's from the scalloped contour dies. Then you have a piece of, okay, so both of these. So if you look at the card, there's a white mat here and a white mat on the inside. They both started out the same size, 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. So that's gonna mat here. Your piece of designer paper is, I think, 2 1/2, 3. It's 3 by 3 13/16. So that's gonna just set on here like this. Now, how do we do this? How did I do this for you guys? I did all these for you. Anna wanted to, she started to, and then she didn't want to mess up. So she's like, you can do it. And I'm like, that's fine. I use this die right here. And what you do is you need to take, you guys, this is so cool. You just take this and put your die on here like this, diagonally. You run it through the machine, and what it does is it cuts off this triangle on each side here, okay? It leaves a mark, so it does leave a little imprint here, but then when you run it through the embossing folder, so the embossing folder, let's see on this one, I don't know if you guys can see it. The embossing folder is called Time Worn Embossing Folder. So after you do your die cutting, so now you've got this die cut like this, or like this, then you run it through the embossing folder, and it takes away that little line that kind of divots in there, and you don't even see it at all. So super, super cool. So I guess I used, I think I like it better with the bigger scallop. So on my sample here, I see I used this one. So, okay, same kind of concept though. But yes, all you guys do, and you could do it from this side like that, or you could go that angle, and you could have it, it kind of gives it a different peak on the bottom. You could go as high or as low as you want, or you can wear it like a bracelet, that works too. So like that, and you can make it any distance you want. So another reason why you guys can't live without the scalloped contour dies. You could do it with the stitch rectangles as well. Yes, I saw a different demonstrator shared that somewhere along the line in the last few months, and I gave you guys the bigger scallops. I think I liked that one better after the fact. So I saw that way back in May or April, and I saved that card, like this technique to do with the dahlias. So, okay, so you guys have a piece that looks similar to this with your scallops and your time worn. This piece right here, guess where it's from? It's from your penguins. So it's the Just Jade. You have your inside. Now you guys have a piece of white. The colors that I used for this one are Blackberry Bliss and Just Jade. Don't they go together so nicely? I think they're gorgeous. Love them in a long time. Love it, love it, love it. Sending hugs. So this dahlia set is, where is it? Right here. Delicate dahlias. So you have a detail and you have a solid. Detail, solid, and then sending heartfelt sympathy. Okay? So I made this into a, it says thinking of you on the outside, but like sending hugs here, it just needed a little sentiment. Sometimes you guys just love sentiments on the outside of your cards and you just want to sneak something on there. So this one had thinking of you, wishing you well, birthday, what? Sending you birthday, what? How do you fake birthday? Wishing you well, birthday, oh, haha. The whole thing says hugs. So birthday hugs, sending you hugs. Hugs and kisses, hugs to you, hugs from all of us, thinking of you, wishing you well, hugs on your special day. So I pulled in sending hugs to complement this card. You guys got a little strip of paper that is really little. It's like 3/8 of an inch by something, so you could trim it down. But let's do our stamping. So this one is a photopolymer set. And so we're gonna grab, I always do, you guys, the detail first. I have a hard time lining up if I do the solid first, and I'm gonna ink up upside down just because it's such a big stamp. And so you have a piece of white paper. You're gonna just stamp a dahlia on there. Okay, so just one is what you need. And we're going to stamp off. It's like clap on, clap off. The clapper. So stamp off, and we're gonna clean it. And then take this off and put this on. Now here's my advice on this. Look for an odd leaf and try to find it on here. Some people mark their stamps with like a little black mark so it's easy to find, but what I try to do, and look at that, I feel like I'm holding it the right way. If it's like, these actually line up pretty close. Look at that, you guys. That's how that lines up. Okay, so let's just hold it like this, and I'm gonna go for it and try to keep it lined up. Otherwise, sometimes you have to go round and round in a circle until you find it. And so now I'm just gonna kind of hover over the top until I see all my leaves, or petals I should say, are lined up, and then just go for it. And then stamp. I did not stamp off. I did first strength and first strength for both the outside and the inside, so the outline and the solid. Okay. So it's darker. I can see that right now. It's a little bit darker, but that's okay. So this is done. Every ink pad is going to stamp slightly different based on how juicy it is. So now this next one is this, and you're going to need one of these. So I'm going to sneak him down in the corner right there. Okay. Now, while you have this one in your hand, stamp your corner. Down here, there's a flower right there in the corner of your inside. So we're going to stamp that there. And let's grab this piece, stamp off. And this thing goes all over the place. It goes from there to there to there. Now this one, we're gonna flip him out. That's where it comes in handy to have multiple blocks, because otherwise you're constantly taking off and putting them on. This way, if I would have had a few of them, I could just keep using them. Now here's another one where you're gonna have to figure out, okay, so there's a little guy right there. He's that one right there. So I'm gonna hold this like that, hover over the top till I see that they line up nice, and fill that in. So that's our inside piece. And here's that little guy, so just find where he is, and there, done. Okay. I think that's it for, our sentiment. So you have your little sentiment strip. Now this is a red rubber stamp. I am not gonna stamp on the foam mat. I'm actually gonna go straight on the table here, my counter. And I'm gonna practice. Okay, the U went up high. So now I'm gonna bring it down a hair. That looked straighter, but now I'm going too much. And so you guys, this is how I practice stamping without a stamp-a-majig. Okay, there, that looked good. So, cross your fingers, shut your eyes, and hope it comes out straight, right? Oh yeah. Okay, practice though, you guys. the first 2-3 times I did it, it did not come out straight like that. So I can guarantee you, if you're one of those that likes to go straight to your cardstock and stamp, and then you're disappointed it's not straight, it's because of not practicing. Practice makes perfect. Hi, Donna, joining late. Donna, I think that you won a card a while, like weeks ago. One of my cards that I give away from a class. And I don't know if you ever gave me your address, so I don't know if I ever sent it to you because I didn't have your address. So if you think of it, you could email me your address, and I will send that card off in the mail to you. Okay, so we're done with this one, and now our leaves. You need 2 leaves, you guys. If you want more space, so I have 2 leaves on here. If you want 3, I gave you a whole quarter sheet, so you have enough room to stamp 3 leaves if you want 3 leaves, but I'm going for 2. And stamp off. This is a lot of stamping tonight, guys. Okay, so we're gonna do now the other side, and we're gonna put Just Jade as well and fill in. Now this one's easy to line up because, well, that's really dark. Okay, so here you guys have options. You can see what it looks like at second strength, and maybe second strength is a little bit better. Let's see here. So by stamping that outline first, it allows you to hover around until you can line it up. Oh, that one's much better. So we're gonna stamp off. No, Donna, you didn't get your card because I don't have your address, girl. You gotta send me your address, otherwise I don't know where to send it to. So you just have to email me your address, Donna, and I will send you your card in the mail. So that's how it works. Okay, we're not done with this because we have little baby leaves. Not only are there a big set of leaves, but there's little leaves. So let's put this underneath. And the little leaves look better than the big honky leaves. And so we're gonna do one here. Hi, Kathy Bailey. Hello, Donna. Is it Lefevre, probably? All right, so that guy goes there. So look at that, 3. Remember, we talked about 3 being the magic number for floral arrangements. So we're gonna set this guy there. And yep, so when I have a card class like this, I make these cards in class, and these are the cards I give away for free. So every week after, as long as I'm doing classes and not Kelly, I usually announce who the winner is. So next week, when I have class, I'll announce who those winners are. And Donna, you won one of those cards. I don't know if it was a month ago, but I was going back through my cards and I'm like, oh, I don't think that she ever called me, and I just had looked at that. So, and then your name popped up here. So, so now I can tell you. So we're gonna stamp off, hover over the top, and get these filled in. And 3 little leaves by my doorstep. It's actually 3 little birds. And then our sentiment on the inside says nothing. And it says nothing. And we're gonna make it say something. Sending heartfelt sympathy. You guys, I'm so sorry. I hate having to make sympathy cards, but it's an evil necessity to have sympathy cards, because once you want to send a really pretty sympathy card to somebody that needs a sympathy card versus a store-bought one. So this one is a set that's perfect for that, thinking of you. It has that beautiful sending heartfelt sympathy in it. So I think that we've got all of our stamping done. You guys, that was a lot of stamping too. Let's clean up a little. Yeah, the Just Jade is beautiful with the blackberry, and also we're gonna clean both of these at the same time. You gotta be careful with these little stamps because they can flip off if you're not careful. And that little guy, yeah, the Just Jade goes really good with Rich Razzleberry and also Blackberry Bliss. So let's get this one cleaned up. And then we're gonna put this card together. And let's see here. So we're done with this. You guys, Monroe built me a little pull-out shelf or drawer down here, so I can put that away really nicely. Okay, so let's put this here. We'll put that there. We'll make a little space. Okay, so how do we put this guy together? Now, maybe you guys were cutting while I was talking, but now that you've got a flower, and 2 leaves stamped, you do need to get your scissors out. Sorry, you're gonna have to fussy cut a little, okay? So grab your paper scissors and cut. Now, this is where I said the magic of TV. Boom, 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 and boom. I'll save these. Maybe somebody in class will want to use these instead of stamping their own, right? Okay, let's put this together. You guys, the inside's always the easy part. So let's do a little gluing here. So we're gonna glue this on the inside. Oh, make sure it's the right way. It's always good. So that's gonna go on the inside. Now flip it over. Oh, Johnny, you got the card already? Oh, you got it. Okay, so maybe I was mistaken. I don't think you got another one. I just thought I didn't get your address. Okay, you know what? I'll go back and double check. And if I do need to send you another card, then if you've already got one, then I have your address. I might be mistaken. So there you go. So we got that. Now, you're gonna glue. I'm glad you confirmed that. I don't think you won a second time. I just forgot sending it to you the first time, maybe. Oh, that's sometimes how it goes. So our Just Stayed designer paper goes next. So put a little bit of adhesive on that, and then you can flip this over. Do look for the top of this. The more rolled soft side is the top, and the rougher cut is the back. So we got glue ready for both of these. There's no mix or match with this pattern, just there's no, I should say, top or bottom. So that gets put down. And then this is gonna go next. Something like that. Okay, Ardelia. I do have a dimensional in the middle here, so that's easy. So just get that guy put right on there like that. Sometimes I surprise myself with mailing stuff to you guys. Like everybody who won cards last night that I had addresses for, I already got your cards off in the mail. I did that over my lunch hour today. You guys, so there's ribbon. That's how I open up ribbon for the first time. If these plastic things are not too tight, I can generally pull them up. So this ribbon is actually from the annual catalog. It is the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. And I'm pretty sure that my mom, she cut all your ribbon. She likes to cut the ribbon. So I think it was around 5 inches. So you guys might have something like that, 5.5 or 5 inches. So that's enough to do both of this. So I prepped this the same way that I prepped the last label. I'm going to put tear and tape back there. So I'm going to try to line this up the same. Where's that hooker one? Right there, the hooky, right there. Okay, I'm gonna line this up with tear and tape on the back, kind of like I did with the label on the last deer card. And I'm gonna put tear and tape here, and that was a little bit much, but then right there and here. Okay, so you see that, there's tear and tape. I'm gonna put one more little piece right here. I'm prepping the back so that I can attach my leaves and my ribbon to it. Okay? Okay. So, how the leaves are, I've got 2 sets. So one is like this. So it's kind of like that. And then the other one hangs out right below it, something like that. Okay? So you're gonna attach your leaves first. Now the ribbon. This was so fun, you guys. I've never done ribbon like this. So whatever you have for your ribbon, what I would do is kind of in the middle, I would take your ribbon scissors and I'll cut it at a diagonal. Right? So then you have that end ready to use already. Then down here, you still should have tear and tape. You're gonna take that little tail and have it peek out like that, and it should stick to some tear and tape back here. And then what you're gonna do is bring it back and you're gonna loop this up like this, okay? So that's what the back looks like. Now, if you want to, have yourself a piece of tape ready instead of what I just did of having to hold it. And what you're gonna do is put this right over the top of it to hold it in place. So you see it's just a little loopy back and forth. So the same thing's gonna happen on this other side. So while I am thinking of it, I'm gonna take a piece and have it in my finger. Take the non-diagonal end here, and you're gonna make your loop, fold it back, and then grab the tail and bring it out like that. okay? Now you can maneuver a little bit, so I'm gonna bring it and make a little smaller of a loop. And there. And I'm gonna flip it over, have my tape ready, and pickle it so it's good, okay? That's how, because I was like, how do I put ribbon on this card? You guys, that's always a goal of mine, putting ribbon on cards, because the ribbon matches so nice with the colors. So it just made it look like there's ribbon back there, but you know, I hardly used any. I think you guys got 5 to 6 inches, and that was, I cut myself, I think 5.5. And as long as you cut that middle at a diagonal, then you got your ends already cut. Now leave that just like that, and you're gonna, oh man, it's sticky. Now, so we've got some tear and tape that didn't need to get used, okay? So that was my bad. I probably didn't need to use all that, but just so that that doesn't stick on our card we're gonna put glue dots all over that section. I could have put the tear and tape back on it, but it's okay. Dimensionals are cheap. They're like a penny, if that. So fill that up and then put some on your leaf over here. Okay, so I know it's a little excessive with the dimensionals, you guys, but it'll be popped up really nice and good. Nice. Okay, so peel all those backs, and I thought that this dahlia fit perfect in this nook down here, this like that V. So now kind of figure out how it looks like. It kind of goes at that angle. Just set that down where you want it. And then you have this little sentiment strip. So you're gonna grab your paper scissors, and this is, I see Stampin' Up! Do this a lot. They just take it and go boop, and boop. They probably don't make the noise like I do, but I think it's cool making a noise when you cut. Oh, yes. Okay. I completely pulled that out of my butt. I think I spit on my, right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I was so excited that I got, so we'll put some Stella on there and make it bleed. But now what you can do is figure out how it looks good. So this one, I found a little spot for it to tuck under a petal. This one, I didn't find a spot. So for here, for this guy, you know, does he work there? No, if I would have left a little more white. So I'm just going to put this right over this. And we're going to take some of the dimensional from right here and put that. So you guys, I found in the garbage at class the other day, I found a whole entire sheet like this where the outside was still there. You guys, I picked it out of the garbage, like my little cloth garbages that I have hanging on the table. And I'm using, it's not that one, it's a different one, but you can use those ends. They work great, you guys. So we're gonna get this guy like right nestled in here like that, just to add a little sentiment to it. Okay, we're not done. We gotta bling it up. So this one, you guys love the ribbon technique. I love it. It was so much fun figuring out that. I don't know how I came up with that. I honestly was just like, I need a little ribbon, and then I started zigzagging it, and that's how it went. So you guys got 3 opal rounds in your kit, 2 big and a small, or 2 small and a big, however it worked out. And so I put the 2 opposite sizes here, and then put the other one in the middle, and I think we got it. It's a beautiful sympathy card, isn't it? I know. It's a beautiful anything card. Morning, Kathy. So, that's what I've got, you guys. Oh my gosh, they were so much fun. So let's pull back all the ones, what we did here. We have, that was a fun fold. So you guys, I can't call this a fun folds class because not all of the cards were fun folds. This one wasn't a fun fold. It was a different, it was a different bottom, but, oh, Carolee likes the use of the ribbon too. Awesome. Well, so you guys, so now that you're watching this video, you can see that. It's so hard to write that in the PDF tutorial that I write, but you guys, this one's your gift card holder. So easy. This cutting the DSP is not hard, and it's just scoring it at 5, 6, and 7. And you get 3 sheets out of 1 12 by 12. Decorate the front however you want. I just love these cards, you guys. I just didn't want this class to come because I liked looking at these cards, and then now here we are making them already. It just blows my mind. So, you know, you've got 2 non-Christmassy and 2 Christmassy, and then just a variety with this class. So you guys like the cards? Could you pick a favorite? That's always my question I always ask for you guys at the end. Could you pick a favorite? You know, that's really tough. So, I really like this one. I like this one a lot. I like the fold of this one. You could have put this penguin on this card too and used this penguin paper here and put this dazzling diamond here and just like basically took this and put it here and used the penguin paper. You guys, you could have taken this card and done the penguin paper and put the little penguin sitting here on the belly band. Oh, Elaine likes the dahlia. Nice. Dot likes the deer. Brenda the deer. Jennifer the black and white one. You actually did them in the order of your PDF. Mo. Mo, does that ever happen that I actually do them in the order of the PDF? No. I think that might be a first because I honestly, when I write that PDF, I don't know what order I write them in. I just get them in there. And then when it comes to making them, the night of class, I always just put whatever one I wanted to get done first. So Sandy loves them all. Linda said the favorite is the penguin. I love it. Melanie likes the deer. So you guys, hopefully you can take these cards and you have, the PDF, I'll put the PDF tutorial out in my online store. So in case anybody didn't sign up for class and would like measurements and all of it in a nice PDF tutorial format, I will have that out there within probably a week. I got to get Kelly to make the collage for me. And then once I have the collage, I'm pretty much set to make the PDF for available in my online store. What's cool about these cards is they're totally replicatable. That's the word I'm looking for. That you could reproduce them, like especially if you have the PDF tutorial, using different paper, using different stamps, using different colors, different ink, and they were awesome fun folds. I've been hanging on to some of these fun fold ideas for a little while, so I was so happy I could put them into current stamps and products that just launched. So exciting. Woohoo, you guys, I give myself a little pat on the back. I'm just a little bit happy with these cards. Can you tell? It's just a little bit a lot. So, all right, we're not done. I don't have any cards to give away today because I gave away 8 cards last night from previous classes. So I do have the August monthly cards, but I'm gonna wait till more people have the chance to watch the video before I do those drawings. So maybe come Sunday. So Sunday I have Let's Just Stamp, you guys. I still have kits left for this one too. These cards are simple but lovely cards using the art gallery stamp set. So you could join me on Sunday. I'll be live at 5. Ha ha! Live at 5 in the Hive, 5 Central that is. And we're gonna make these 3 cards with the art gallery. And then next Thursday, you guys, just to remind you, I have the Simply Elegant class live at 6 in the Hive. And we're gonna be making these cards, Facebook Live in the Hive. So these 4 cards are Thursday at 6. And then I still have spots available for the ink, paper, scissors class. This is featuring the Sweet as a Peach. Now this one's a little bit of a cool fold too. It opens like this. And you guys are like, well, where's the inside? I never glue the insides in until in-person is done. So that will go on the inside. So I did a double mat for that one. And that features the peach. And then this one, I love. So that one uses a different technique with the ribbon. It's kind of like the lamb technique, but not exact. And then this guy is a little fun fold too. So it goes like that. So that one I have about 10 spots available for this one yet. And you get the ribbon and a full ribbon and a full embellishment for that one. So you guys, this is what's coming up. We got a lot to get through in the next week and a half. Lots of card making activity. Reach out to me. You guys can always email me at chrismbertram@msn.com if you are interested in the to-go kits. So if you want to make cards along with me the night of class or after class, the live video is always available. So Ruth, Ruth ordered, you just said, Ruth, you ordered the monthly card class. I had you down for that. I didn't have you down, Ruth, for this class. So you might want to double check because I sent you had paid for the August monthly class. I didn't see anything come through for this class. So if you still want this one, Ruth, we'll have to double check what happened. We'll reach out to me because I get if you ordered it through Squarespace, we can go back and check to make sure to see what happened. So, okay, you guys, this is what I want to do. Let's flip this up. I want to just put numbers next to everybody. So I'm going to do with a door prize. Oh, scavenger hunts, you guys. Just a reminder that scavenger hunts are due by August 31st, which is not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. I have gotten in only about 5. So not a lot of people are doing their homework with the scavenger hunt. So the odds are more in your favor because less people are doing them, if that's the case. But I might get a bunch of them that come in after. So we've got Angela and Becky, Gloria and Carmen, Mo and Lynn, Tammy is 7, Barb is 8, and I have 8. So 8 people are going to be in the drawing for the Textures and Frames stamp set. So I will do a random, we'll flip down here so you guys can see me do it. So I did buy some Yeti stuff here, in case you're wondering. You can see, oh, Yeti. Yep, we got a cooler to take with us on the canoe. So we got a canoe cooler in mossy green. It's actually mossy meadow or old olive. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to see when it comes what color it is. But Tyler and I went dibs on it and we split a cooler. Oh man, we're buying things together. So I said we have 8. So we're gonna put in 8 for this. And generate, you guys. Winner chicken dinner is number 4. And 4 is Carmen Melendez. So Carmen, so excited for you, girl. You got the Textures and Frames sale-a-bration set. Please let me know if you already have this because I can swap it out for a different sale-a-bration item if you don't have it. I had Angela had just gotten hers in on her order yesterday, and so she didn't want the extra set. She actually said give the stamp set away to somebody else, and I said, well, I'll give you something else because if you guys don't want duplicates, I get it. I completely get it. So Carmen, if I don't hear from you otherwise, you're getting the Textures and Frames, and I will be mailing that with your next set of card kits that you get from me. So yay, winner chicken dinner. I'm saying that special for Jeannie Parker because she likes that. So all right, you guys, what did we do here? It's 8 o'clock. So I did about 2.5 hours. I didn't know. Fun folds always take forever, you guys. I know the first time I did a fun folds class via a Facebook Live, it lasted for 3 hours. I did not get up. I did not drink any water. Just like tonight, for 3 hours, we made 4 fun folds. And if you guys want to know, that class was called Christmas in July. It was 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. If you go to my Facebook page and look Christmas in July, you will find that video and you can watch that. I know it's a long video, but you can always fast forward at this point because it's taped, but those were some really good fun folds as well. I think it was fun folds. I don't know. Maybe it was just Christmas in July. Anyways, it's out there if you guys are looking for another video to watch. That's how that works. So, oh, yay to Carmen. Woohoo. See, I got my video back of you guys. So, all right. Next is Sunday class, you guys. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Central. We're going to do Let's Just Stamp, so the art gallery cards. So I'll be there, and then after that, then it'll be the following Thursday. So all right, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend until we see you on Sunday. Lots of love and sunshine and hugs and happiness to you guys. Love you. Bye.